Hi, welcome to Miracle Making Psychology and Tarot Tools with my 10-minute micro lesson. Today I want to talk about how you can save your battery. No, not the one on your phone or your computer. I want to talk about your battery as a human being. And, people have batteries as well, but we don't always know how to save them. Write your name and comments below. Say hello as you join. Even on the replay, say hello. Where are you in the world? Tell me a few words about yourself. So, today's topic, your battery saver, and it's not about electricity. So, for those of you who haven't met me yet, my name is Tatiana Morris, and I'm a conscious relationships expert. I combine knowledge I have from being a tarot reader, a mental health counselor, and a cosmo-energy healer to help people understand themselves and others on a deep emotional level. I spent the last 15 years of my life to accumulate knowledge in an attempt to understand myself, other people, how life works, and now I want to share it with you. Today my clients are men and women who want to deeply understand themselves and others, be in touch with the voice of their soul, build deep meaningful relationships with themselves and others, and have a life that makes them happy and fulfilled. So, our topic today, battery saver, and it's not about electricity. Have you heard before about people having to save their energy? Type yes in the comments. Okay, let's dive in. Intense emotions deplete our energy, and to save it, we need to avoid them. Do you want to know more about that? Tell me yes below. Tell me yes below if you ever heard about it. Do you know anyone who can benefit from those tips? Write their name below. Okay, let's dive in. If you have ever watched any of my videos or read any of my articles, you know that I'm very pro-emotions person. I strongly believe that, and I have evidence from my professional practice as a therapist, that repressing emotions and not experiencing them fully is damaging for people. And now I'm saying that it's good to avoid intense emotions. Remember, I don't differentiate between positive or negative. It's all about intensity. So you may wonder, how does that work? In avoiding intense emotions and not repressing them? Sounds contradictory, right? Not at all. There is a way. Being in a place, psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, where you don't need to have a strong emotional reaction to anything. And yes, it's not a destination, it's always a journey. To explain better, I want to give you a pop culture example. I'm sure you know all those superhero movies that are so popular right now. Where there is a good guy, a bad guy, they meet, they have a big fight, the good guy obviously wins, and here's your happy ending. We all know that scenario. If there is no fight, the movie would be boring, and they don't really make those movies without big fights, right? And, well, let's face the truth, it's a great example of toxic masculinity, where the brute force is considered the answer to everything. So the one who has more of this brute force wins. Simple as that. Now, let's imagine a different scenario. What if we lived in a balanced world? Their masculine and feminine energies were in harmony, and brute force was not the answer to everything. In this case, the movie would be totally different, because the good guy, a hero, would win effortlessly. The working hard idea is another example of brute force and toxic masculinity. And so, it doesn't always work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So, anyway, in a balanced world, we would not need to have a fight to win. if we wouldn't need to prove anything to anyone to feel good about ourselves. And we can create this world for ourselves, where the wisest way of winning is to avoid the fight altogether. And, well, that's why we don't make movies like that. I guess it would be considered boring or something. And so, in this scenario, our hero wouldn't even need to meet the bad guy to win, because his hero will be wise enough, not just intellectually smart, but wise, intuitive. It would, this person would be, and I'm avoiding the he or she because it can be either of those things. They would be wise enough to avoid the fight and plan things in a way that fight is unnecessary. And I know, in the movies they always show like fight is inevitable, but that's not how the real life works, really. So, back to our batteries and emotions. It's okay to have intense emotions. It's very human. And they deplete your energy. Paradoxical, right? Not at all. It means that we just have some lessons that we need to learn to grow as human beings, psychologically and spiritually. In reality, relaxation is the only state where we can accumulate energy. And this is why relaxation is one of the ingredients in the recipe for happiness. Happiness, in terms of energy, is when our battery, well, I often call it a vessel when I explain this whole concept to my clients, is full or somewhere close to full. Now, how to avoid those intense emotions and not repress them? Well, the answer is easy, simple, and difficult at the same time. We can do that by developing trust in ourselves and the universe, and acceptance of what is. For perfectionists out there, relaxation and happiness are not destinations, those are journeys. I'm hinting on the impossibility of perfection there. And so, if you are always happy, there is a high chance that you are just repressing your emotions, which is unfortunately the case for a lot of people. So that's not what we are looking for. Repressed emotions freeze your energy. They make it inaccessible for you. They reduce the capacity of your battery, which is much worse than actually just depleting it once. So if you don't know how to distinguish the absence of emotions because of repression and the absence of intense emotions because of not being triggered, if you don't know how to learn to trust to yourself and the universe and to accept what it is, well, you're in the right place. That's exactly what I do. I help my clients understand themselves better, which includes going deep into their belief system, including the emotional and conscious beliefs. I help them recognize the triggers of various intense emotions and letting go of them. So we need to have the intense emotional reaction, just doesn't happen. Want to know more? Want to continue the conversation? Use the link below. I look forward to connect with you. Thank you for listening.